Hey there, Streakers. How was your day? My day has been absolutely fantastic. A lot of great things have happened today, and I've been looking for something inspirational. By the way, rainstorm today, raining in sheets. The wind was blowing the rain in sheets across the road, which is a little bit rare where we live because we have more of a desert climate than we do a tropical storm type climate. However, it was quite powerful and awesome to behold. What inspirational thing have I found today? You may or may not know that I have a streak that is to search for at least one inspirational person, place, or thing every day. And the reason I set that streak is because I wanted to see what was going on through life and be inspired by some of the just mundane things that I did every day. So today, as I was thinking about and searching for that one inspirational thing, which, by the way, if you haven't heard of this streak, or if you've maybe done it in some other quasi way, if you haven't, I would recommend setting a streak in this regard. It really has had an impact on me because even in the days where I'm feeling down or depressed, I start looking for something inspirational and it picks up my mood. It helps me to transition out of the down and depressed into the happy and move forward. Now, what was I looking for today? What was the thing that inspired me? It came in the form of a question. What if you were truly fearless? Fearless in the sense that you had no fear of anyone else. No one made you feel self-conscious or doubt yourself. You were really fearless. How would you act and behave differently? Have you thought about this before? What would you do differently? Now, there are some fears. Well, I think of actually the film that Will Smith shot with his son. I think what is it? Is it After Earth? I think so. In that, they talk about fear versus danger. And Will Smith's character, he talks about being able to, because they're facing creatures that sense your fear. And so these creatures, what they do is put things in your path or set you up so that you'll feel fear so that they can find you. Otherwise, they're fully blind. They can't see you at all. Well, Will Smith's character learns how to ghost, where he just becomes completely fearless. And he says in this movie, as he's talking with his son, he's trying to train his son. There's an accident that happens, and his son has to make a perilous journey. And he's trying to teach him the difference between fear and danger. And he says, fear isn't real. Fear's made up in your mind. It's looking at future events right now and thinking that they might happen. That's fear. He said, now don't get me wrong, danger is real. There are dangerous things that happen. Now, what if you could truly suspend your fear? You know that there's danger and therefore would not be stupid about doing physical things, but because you know the danger is real, but you didn't have any fear. How would your life change? What would you do differently? What would you say differently? How would you interact with people differently? What would that interaction look like? As I thought through this, this question, as it kept coming back to my mind, kept on prompting the thought, would my life be different than it is right now if I was truly fearless? And I have to answer that yes, it would be different. There are things that I would have done differently had I not been fearful. Now, I'm not talking about being in dangerous situations. Mainly, I'm talking about, think about approaching individuals of any position in life, talking with people. If you were truly fearless, how would you talk with them? What would you say? How would you interact in such a way that would maybe get you a little bit further down the road with, I don't know, forming other relationships? Forming relationships that are a mentor type relationship that could get you where you wanted to go. I think that if we really came across as fearless, or we felt that inside, that you would have much more success in life. In fact, I don't only think it, I know it. If you were truly fearless, you'd have much more success in life. So the question then is this: how do you become fearless? What do you do in order to get rid of fear and continue forward in great relationships, finding and talking with people? How do you do that? I think that there are two ways that you could accomplish this with a streak. The first streak relates back to a story of an individual who was scared to be rejected. So they had fear. And that person decided that they would get 100 no's. They would aim for no. They would ask people ridiculous things to get no, and whatever they could to be rejected all the time, so that they could completely get rid of the fear in their lives. And what's interesting is, as this individual did this experiment, he would ask people ridiculous things. For example, go right up to them and ask if he could borrow their car, not knowing who they were. And he was completely rejected. No, you can't. But there were those who would allow, give him $20 or, give him their bag of groceries, whatever it was. He would try to come up with the most ridiculous thing that he could to ask them to get no. As he got into this more and more and more, he found that people like to say yes. And as he overcame the fear of being rejected, he started to have significant success. And you've probably heard this story. If you haven't, I'm sure you can find it on any Google search. I just haven't taken the time to look for it. That overcoming of fear of rejection helped him to become someone who he wanted to be, which was courageous, bold, and outgoing. As you go forward in your life right now, and you think about who you are and what you're doing, overcoming fear, not looking at it as something that's going to hold you back, being able to quench that fear, that then allows you to move forward in a way that you haven't before. And as you do that, you will find success greater than you ever have. So set that streak to find no every day so that you can get over the fear of rejection and move on to the faith and the confidence that you need to be successful. If you haven't done so yet, download the Streaking app and take a look at all the streaks that are out there, and maybe set a streak that is to find no at least one time daily. And you could probably come up with several other streaks that would help you along the way. If you want to ask me any questions, feel free to reach out, Jeffrey, Jeffrey, @thestreakingapp.com. Until then, keep streaking.